But what I think we all realize now that this is such important work is it really forecasts the future on which way we go. So I pray that we all take it serious. I know we do. I know the minds in here, but I pray that we're diligent in this whole exercise, Lord, and give people the open minds to see what progression looks like. We thank you for our help, and we ask for safe travels home. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. We don't have any minutes from the previous meeting, but at this time I'll open it up to election of a chairperson for the group.
I nominate Glenn Wagner.
Any other nominations? I hear a motion to close the nominations.
They didn't get away with it.
Motion, the second.
I walked in here telling Tim and Roger I was gonna nominate you.
Okay.
Hey,
We spoke up.
maybe they about got you for
Yeah,
being the last one in.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, Glenn, I'm gonna turn it over to you for the rest of it then, to let the vice
So
chair.
we doing a vice chair, so we need a nomination for a vice chair. Want everybody? I agree, Matthew. I make that. You got a motion
Yes.
and a second.
Second.
All right. Matthew Ellington will be the vice chair. So Matthew, I won't be at the next meeting.
See, that one up nice.
We'll do that, so thank you.
If you want to, I'll go into the project's background stuff for you if you want.
Well, okay, that'd be fine. Then I can ask one question I do have.
Okay. Just want to let you know, I emailed out to you the project list with the forms and all on it, and I know it was probably hard to read, especially put it up on your phone, but I made you copies of it. What you have there is the projects that have been submitted by the county, city of Dillon, town of Lakeview, and the town of Latta. There's 21 projects that total $32,400,269. According to the proposals that we got from Department of Revenue and Compass on our estimate of what we'll bring in is $26 million. Now, there's a couple ways that you can do this. But the first thing is you have to come up with projects to do the $26 million, and then you can list projects after that, and you could list them all as alternate projects in case revenue did come in or the revenues were available. But those alternate projects you would definitely have to list in a priority order. Not so much as the first ones get to 26 million. They do need to be numbered anyway in some form or fashion. I also provided you there the estimates on costs and who submitted each one of them so that you can review from that. And I'll turn it back over to you now.
All right, now that you mentioned the proposed expenditures of $32 million and the proposed sales tax collected of $26 million.
That's an estimate.
That is an estimate. So, how is this going to work? $26 million is collected, and I'm just using hypothetical. $26 million collected in 5 years. Are we stopping at that point?
At that point, since it hadn't gone to 8 years and you got alternate projects, you could
Yeah,
continue.
it will continue. Okay, that's my question.
It would only end permanently if there was no other projects early, if all your projects and your alternates have been done. If not, then it'd go to 8 years, but 8 years is the limit on the collections.
The 26 million is the bond amount, right?
That's the bond amount.
That's what you start with.
That's right.
Then you got to pay that back.
Yeah.
Okay, then if you keep getting resources.
You wouldn't start the alternate projects till
Go
you,
after that.
until after your 26 million's been collected. That's correct.
But it's not, to answer my question, make sure I understand. The process doesn't stop at 26 million,
No, not unless everything's been done.
or the 8 years comes.
That's right.
Now, the second question is going to be, are representatives from the city, town of Latta and Lakeview going to come in?
That is this group's
That's what I
option.
prefer.
Yeah, if, each one of these groups can come to you and present their projects, or I won't say present it, you've got the projects, the forms and all that to review, and then you can take and write questions down and ask them the questions instead of them going back through and reading exactly what you've got there.
But I think each one should be representative to answer a question that you know, we may not know, you know, just looking through and not throwing stones at anybody. And, you know, I'll use City of Dillon since I'm connected there. Is 14 million enough, or is that too much? And that's what I'm gonna ask.
Yes.
And what part of that's gonna be done?
Right.
You know, and, you know, is that gonna be a cost that we're gonna have to have grants to help with that? They're gonna need, you know, I just wanna know these answers.
Oh, yeah.
Tim, with the people that come in that he's talking about, would that be you, would that be the mayor, would that be the individuals that submitted the projects to you?
It can be.
Either or, at their discretion.
That's right. For instance, most of the county projects, I could probably answer the questions. There's some, couple of them in there, I might can't answer all the questions.
If there's a project on there, let's say they're asking for 500,000, but it's kind of staged, could we say we'd give them 250,000?
That is y'all's option.
That we've got that option?
And I think that's the reason I would like for representatives to come to give us some, I mean, it's nice to see all this paperwork, but give us some insight.
Yeah.
You know, where are you on your planning stage? Has any, or are you just throwing the number out there? Is
Yeah.
what I want to know.
So, Mr. Chairman, for planning purposes, I don't know if it needs to be a motion or whatever, but you know, there's urgency in everything. Are you requesting that for an upcoming meeting?
I would think
maybe next
we,
meeting?
I would think we need to do that next, you know, meet next week and bring each one of them in and, you know, on that day and kind of schedule, you know, and I'll go with Dillon County since you got the most projects on here. How long would it take you to present whatever or to?
Less than an hour. And then it depends on what questions could come.
Yeah.
So does he need a motion to make that an action item on the agenda next
I
week?
think it would be, have to have a motion to do that. And, you know, and it would be just to invite each entity representative to come and discuss their projects. And, you know, I don't want for them to come and have to sit around for an hour, hour and a half, you know, kind of schedule a time for each one. You're gonna be here for the meetings anyway, am I correct?
Well,
Or not?
the next one I may not be in, I may have to join by phone.
Okay,
Yeah, but I'll be able to
Okay.
do it by phone.
but,
Just depends on, I've got a flight coming in and it depends on what time that flight comes in. It depends on when you meet.
so, I mean, I don't know what day, anybody got a preferred day next week?
Or the date that is bad for you next week.
After Wednesday, be bad, I'm going family trip on Wednesday.
So anything after Wednesday?
Anything after Wednesday be bad.
Okay.
It
that
needs,
would-
it needs to be before Wednesday, is what he said.
Yeah. So
Tuesday's good.
Yeah.
Tuesday the 21st, okay, so that's a week from today.
And what I would ask is that maybe we get the Lakeview and the Latta representative here first, and Dillon, and I'll come in last, because I'll be back in by then.
That's what I'm, yeah. Okay. So what time? 5 o'clock or y'all want to go after 5? I mean, y'all tell me.
5's okay with me.
It's fine, I'm fine.
Y'all good? Okay.
You anticipate getting all that done in an hour?
No.
No,
I didn't think so.
No, I mean, just the county's gonna take an hour.
but we've got a lot more projects.
Yeah.
Where-
I would
where
think-
Dillon could come in probably in 15 minutes.
Yeah, I would think Bert could do his presentation, or somebody with the city of Dillon with 15, 20-minute time. Latta and Lakeview, I mean, just looking at Lakeview's, I think they could do it within 30 minutes, and Latta should be able to do theirs in 30 minutes, so somewhere in that, I'm not hold them to a clock.
And what I would suggest to y'all to do is take the projects you've got there and go ahead and start putting your questions together. That way you'll have them when you come in. Then there'll be others that come up too, but at least those main questions.
Do we have a motion to meet next Tuesday on the 21st at 5 o'clock and invite each entity to come and answer questions about their projects?
I'll make that motion.
That's second.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Motion passes. You got no old business, any comments from any member?
Any questions y'all might have before we get to that point?
I don't have a question, I have more of a statement. I know, Tim, when you went around, transparency seemed to be one of the things that, I wasn't at the meeting, but I did watch. Seemed, to come up as an issue. I would love for us to be on the same page with how we're actually evaluating everything, using the same questions, criteria, however you want to call it, and so that if the citizens have questions, we can say this is how we evaluated everything, and everything was evaluated the same way.
And one of the things maybe that we talked about is that just like we did those 3 meetings, is after we come up with the list and have it set up, is that we'll have some more meetings after August to get back out to communities again.
Okay.
I guess you're kind of talking about a metric or something.
Yes,
Asking
yes,
everybody the same
yes,
questions.
yes.
So that's a really valid point. You might want to come up with the questions that everybody gets asked the same questions. Is that right?
And I think all of you got the email, so you got everybody's email if you want to send out sort of a list of, do those through an email or something like that.
Okay. And I have some,
Do you want
but
to just spearhead that?
I will.
Thank you.
I will.
You ain't scared?
I mean, that'd be appreciated.
Okay.
That would be. Anyone else got any questions or comments?
Just to let y'all know, we will have, we have a meeting in the morning at 9:30, council to have first reading on the ordinance, first reading state of South Carolina for counties. It's by title only. But I will be passing out the list of the projects that have been requested to county council tomorrow. So just make you aware of that. And then I will be talking, since, we've got a date for your next meeting. I will be talking to Brandon Norris, our attorney, tomorrow to let him know when we're meeting, so we can sort of get our schedules for our council meetings to approve everything too.
Now, you had in an email, or in an email that he had sent you, that you had forwarded us about meeting with him.
Yeah. Once I get, since I know the meeting for our next meeting, he's either going to join us on a Zoom call or come down and see us.
Okay.
Because there's some things that, as we do this, as we move forward, after the ballots formulated, the things that you can do and can't do.
Tim, I do have a question about how this is presented. Since these projects are presented by county council and municipalities, county and municipalities, we have a list of people who have projects presented here.
Mm-hmm.
Do we need to get county council to approve that list before we implement rating those, or?
No, because they're all submitted either by a council member or by, as you see there, one project, which was the county buildings, was mine. And they know about them, so yeah.
So that-
tomorrow I'll give them that list, but they don't have to approve the list, no.
Now, go ahead.
Now, they've ranked Dillon County's got a ranking of their projects, and Loud, Dillon, Lakeview.
I think the only one that really ranked them might have been Latta.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah.
Is that something that can change if, after we ask questions next week and something like that change? But just because somebody asks for number one, is our job to put them in what we feel like is the most.
I think that ranking was there, within their scope.
Okay.
And we'll use that as an example, because I think it was, you had upgrades for recreation like number one and something else number two, so forth. I think that's their priority for them,
Okay.
not a recommendation to us.
Okay.
And see, some of these projects, even though they're coming from the county, affect the communities too. Give an example, is the fire station in Latta. It comes to the council member from that district, but it'd be a fire station in Latta. Animal shelter, Glenn don't like to hear this, but 70% of the animals going into the animal shelter come out to see the building.
I'm not there anymore.
We've had that discussion many times. So it didn't, like I said, so a lot of the projects will affect all the communities.
I can't help thinking, maybe what you brought up is such a critical point, not trying to guide this, and I don't want to step out of my lane, but, you know, questions and have the questions weighted. For example, you know, what does it do to the overall county, or, you know, how does it move things forward? So I think those questions are important that you talk about, and they can be weighted to help you guys organize the.
That's the reason Maine is on the board, on the committee.
And who's gonna maintain some of this afterwards? I think
Well, and
that's
there's a lot of
Great
questions.
questions.
You build it and you just gotta maintain it over the years.
Some of these that require somebody maintenance and maybe somebody there.
And once we flesh all that out, then we're gonna narrow this down to $26 million.
And then come with alternates. Yeah. I would think that the alternates would be prioritized. Anyone got anything else?
Is the goal to have these prioritized and settled at the next meeting after the presentation?
We will have to have them at the next reading of the ordinance.
Which is scheduled for when?
It's scheduled for next Wednesday, but I see that not happening.
Yeah, okay.
The main, we can have a special meeting, but the main thing is that we got to have,
15 days.
well, 15 days from when it's advertised.
Yeah.
It's not between meetings.
Yeah.
So we got to have it done by, Matthew, you looking at your calendar, what's the 15th of August on? It's a Saturday. ain't it?
Saturday.
So I think it has to be done before the 17th, so we have to have third reading by the 17th.
So 14th, that's the latest of August.
And
That y'all
tomorrow,
meet.
tomorrow and Brandon and I'll hash out those dates and we'll see where we are.
And I mean, we can, if it gets to the point where we can meet, you know, more than once in a week.
I would foresee that probably you may next week may have to meet twice.
All right, so on that topic, to satisfy the newspaper and the public announcement, if we meet again next week, after the one we're gonna meet on the 14th, how much, what, we have 24-hour notice,
Yeah.
same as?
Yeah. And there's a lot of uncertainty of whether you have to even, this has to be noticed or not, because, you know, we're doing it, we're making sure that we're doing everything, even if it's not
Be above
required.
board as much
Yeah.
as possible.
Because I know that there's been others done in the past in different counties that didn't meet the same notification requirements, supporting requirements.
You got anything else? I'll make a motion to adjourn and meet again on the 21st of July at 5 o'clock here.
I'll second.
We adjourn. Thank you.
We got 62 pages of homework.
Yeah.